Everyone thinks the DJI Avata 360 is just for high-speed gaps and cinematic dives, but today I'm showing you why it's actually one of the best tools for high-precision roof inspections. When you slow down, the Avata 360 captures everything. No missed angles, no blind spots, just pure data. Let's dive into how to fly it, how to edit the 360 footage, and how to deliver an 8K experience for your clients. We start with a steady vertical climb. The goal here isn't flare, it's positioning. I'm rising up to get a bird's eye view of the structure before moving into the inspection zone. You will note on the right hand side where the visual sensor screen is, it's not your usual black and white. It's because the two 180-degree cameras are being used with the LiDAR to give you a really good visual sensor view. We are now moving into position. As I'm flying, I'm trying to keep my speed to a minimum, something below 1 meter a second. And you'll see, as I start to pan right, we're going at about 0.3, 0.5 meters a second. And this will be key for when we are editing in DJI Studio. From here, it is capturing all the data of the guttering and the tiles on the roof. And when you are doing the editing, you'll be able to move around and get a really good appreciation of what this side of the roof looks like. We now return to the center of the roof. And from here, we will fly nice and slow over it. Because we are low over the roof, it does look fast, but we try and keep it slow to below 1 meter a second. And note that vent that was on the right hand side. While we are above the apex of the route, you can then rotate left and right in Studio to get a really good indication of the tiling, mortar, and any slippage. And from here, you get a good indication of the solar panels, possible wear and tear, bird droppings, mist meshes, and any other areas of interest that you might want to highlight. I'm turning the drone around simply for me to get a better view on my remote control. And as I take the drone round, remember, it's capturing everything, all that data. So when we are in Studio, we can highlight areas of interest, take snapshots, make video clips, or give the whole video to the client so that they can view it as they wish. As we now pan left over the other side of the roof, we're just going to get a nice panning indication of what that guttering looks like and those bits of the solar panels there on the side of the house. You might then want to move back to the center, and from there, this is where you will fly back over the property. All buildings are different, every inspection will be different, so this is where the Avata 360 comes in as something that will augment possibly the Mavic 4 Pro or the Matrice 4e that you might also be using for this inspection. It gives you another tool that you can use. As we fly forwards, nice and slow, we're just seeing a different aspect of the roof, and there's that vent, which we will be able to explore from all angles now that it's being filmed with the Avata 360. And we now come back. Even though on the screen, what you're seeing is the direction of flight, the Avata 360 is capturing a whole load of data that will become really apparent when we're in DJI Studio. Now that is done, we're going to land and get ourselves into the studio. So I'll see you over there and I'll show you how you can process this footage to its best. In order to view your Avata 360 footage, you're going to need to drop it into the DJI Studio. And this program, DJI Studio, you can get from the DJI website. So if you just go onto Google or Bing and then type in a search for DJI Studio, the prompts will come up and you will be able to download and install it onto your computer. Once here, you will simply open your File Explorer and then you want to click on the OSV file. And from here, you just want to drop it into Studio. Once it's dropped, you'll see the little thumbnail in the top left-hand side. And to start things going, just click on it and then move it down to your timeline, and you can drop it in there. It will take a moment or two just to process for you, but here you go. This is the view that you have. This is just after takeoff. And from here, even with the paused video, you can move to the right, and you can move to the left, and you can move up and down as well. I'm just going to point you in the direction of a few things. In the bottom right-hand corner, you'll see this little button here called SD. If you click on this, this shows what preview you're going to have. And for this, you might be good on SD, so it's a lower preview, but your final product or whatever you're producing won't be affected. Or if you're looking at doing the inspections here on the screen, then you can click to Ultra HD. But sometimes this might mean that you get a little bit of a lag if your computer processor or your graphics card isn't fast enough. So what I might do is just go back to SD, just so as we get a constant speed. What you've also got here is where it says manual framing. So you can say that you want to click on the first one, which is the asteroid view. And this is basically zoomed all the way out with all the stitching. And so you get that sort of nice global view, as it were. You can then go to ultra wide, where you've got all of that stitching and you've got the warping as well, because you're using the two 180-degree cameras that are stitched together. You can then take it in a little bit to wide, and as you see here, the zoom, 139. And then you can take it in even a little bit more and take out the warping. So it's all up to you. And it will change as well, depending on how far you zoom out or zoom in. As you see here, what I'm going to do now is take the drone off. And in the right-hand side of the Studio, you'll see something called camera view. Now, this is interesting because what this means is in this view, if you do move the camera left and your drone is flying forwards, it will then go back into the direction that the drone is flying, which isn't exactly ideal if you are trying to look at something as you want to look at it. So basically, go back to the top right-hand corner, click on camera view, and then click free view. It will then allow you in this position to navigate as you wish around the screen, no matter where the drone is flying. So I'm going to press the play button now, and the drone is now getting into position, and you can now maneuver your view as you wish. And what I've done here is I've changed to Ultra HD because I'm on the desktop now. So we'll just move to the left to our sort of start location. And as you can see from here, when you use the center rollerball on your mouse, you can zoom in to a really good degree. And again, this is why you need to move slowly with the Avata 360. So when people are viewing, they can pause and they can zoom in and zoom out. But it's just a lot easier for you and other people if the drone isn't moving that fast. So as you saw, something around about less than 1 meter a second is sort of ideal. And then we're just going to move back over to the left-hand side of this side of the roof. And as you can see, you can zoom in and zoom out. Because the imagery is stitched, you will say to yourself, okay, the quality of each individual image, etc., when I zoom in isn't exactly what I would want for an inspection. That's fine. But what we're looking at here is the possibilities that you have in order to give yourself a greater example of the area you're inspecting. So if I press play again here and then pause, you'll see around this exit flue, because we're quite close to it, you can zoom in and you actually do get some really good detail with it. You could see whether there's possibly any cracks or missing bits. And then as we fly past it, the beauty of this drone means that you can pause, your clients can pause. You can then just maneuver around and give yourself another look. And this is the flexibility that this drone gives you. The ability for you and your clients to see your inspection area in a totally new light. They can choose the view, you can choose the view. So here we're looking at the sort of ridgeline to see whether there's anything missing in terms of slippages or possibly any bits of mortar. As we progress down the other side, you'll see the solar panels. You can see the little shadow there of the drone. And from here, you get a nice different perspective. You can see the mesh and see where it's come down and where the birds like to live. You can see the droppings on the roof as well. And this enables you to pan around. So again, augmenting what you might have already done with, say, the Matrice 4E and high definition imagery, you can also do this here in the Avata 360. You choose the view, your clients can choose the view, and it gives you just an extra bit of flexibility that you might want to use. And as we come down here, you've got the TV aerials, and obviously you can see this is where they like to sit. Progress a little further, we sort of come over the back garden here, take a little view on that side. And then you can just move around. There we are. We are now back looking at the solar panels and the guttering. And you can zoom in if you wish to again. And also you can just press the pause button. So if you were interested particularly in this solar panel here, you can click on the right hand side of the screen and click the image button, and this will let you have a snapshot. And I would suggest let's get the resolution all the way up as far as we can. So we'll do 4K here, and then that's great. We'll do confirm, and that's that snapshot done. Press play again. We're now going to go to, I think it's the left hand side of the roof. We're taking ourselves down just a little bit, where we can see a little bit more of the guttering with the spikes that come out to help to ensure that the birds don't go under there. And again, just take yourself around. We're going to go to the right actually now. And that's a nice perspective. You can see in there that actually, yeah, there is some leaves and there's some debris. And as we get closer, the resolution gets better when you zoom in. You can move yourself around, come back again. And you can see in this angle here, a little bit of a kink in the guttering. You can take yourself back. Nice and slow. We're not rushing this. And this video, you can give your clients the whole thing, let them download DJI Studio, or you can upload it into a third party. You probably won't be able to zoom in like you can here, but again, this gives them a great sort of self-guided view of the area that you've inspected. So you could upload it onto something like YouTube, where it will auto-render the 360-degree panorama, but maybe not in 8K. You can also do the same thing in Vimeo, because I know some companies don't really like to use YouTube for work things. So we just take the drone up a little bit now, and we'll probably fly back over the top, where again, you just get a nice little different perspective, taking into account the solar panels, the ridge line. And if you wanted to, we could press the pause button. Let us see this flue here. Take ourselves around, zoom down. Yeah, excellent. Looks good there. No damage or anything to worry about. Doing what it's meant to be doing. And it's going to fly back. Looking at the ridge line, taking into account the tiles, no slippages or anything along those lines. If you wanted to make cuts of this video, then you can. There's no issues with that. And you can decide what you want to do. And then, really, that's about it. So the Avata 360 gives you a whole load of opportunities to inspect roofs, chimneys, and other areas of interest. You can decide, actually, in this confined space, I don't want to take a drone into this area where I have to manually rotate the drone 360 degrees to get all of that data. I can take the Avata 3 in and that will capture that data for me there. And there may be some other instances where you're inspecting trees or something, and rather than taking the full propeller drone up with exposed propellers, you might take the Avata 360, take it up, have it hover, and then you can download that video and give it to the people that need it. I hope that you found this interesting and useful, and I hope that you'll be able to use the Avata 360 not just for FPV purposes and flying nice and fast and beautifully around places, but experiment the other ways that you can use it in a slower environment and hopefully helping your workflow in inspections or maybe showcasing land or properties. And I'll give you some more details on that later. So check out some of my other videos about tutorials on what you can do, hints and tips and tricks, etc. If you've got any comments at all or any questions, please feel free to put them in the comment section and I'll get back to you. Thank you very much indeed.